Here we are coming into the last final couple of weeks, and we've been doing these reflection times now. We've done them 3 times. This is the 4th time that we have done this. I hope you're taking the entire day in reflection. And what I want you to kind of use and think about in this reflection time is at the very first week, you created this list, or you should have. And you created this list that said, these are the things that would hinder me. These are the things that would encourage me. You've even answered some questions through the knowledge checks on this. And in this day of reflection, Sunday, the Lord's Day, maybe you're spending it in your local body, receiving communion together, receiving words and singing. And yes, definitely do that. But spend it in reflection and take that list back during this time. Look back over it and make a new one. What are you making this new one for? You're making this new one to say, well, maybe I've accomplished this, or I've overcame that, and so these don't hinder me anymore, and there's something new. Or maybe you said, well, I thought this would encourage me, and it didn't encourage me as much as this. I found something new that encouraged me. Maybe it was a song through this time of fasting music, or maybe it was a specific scripture, or even a conversation, a thought that you've been having with someone. Take this time in reflection, because if we don't have a plan, we plan to fail. And I don't know about you, but I don't plan to fail at following Christ. I plan to become Christ-like and to follow him. Just as the early 1st century said, there was a saying that said, to be covered in the dust of your rabbi or your teacher's feet. What does that mean? It means that he was walking along the path. You were so closely behind him that the dust simply from him walking was on you because you were following so like him and so close. And that is my prayer for you and to me, that we can be covered in the dust of the path that Jesus walked in as we practice his very mannerisms and ways in fasting right now in this journey, and hopefully in a rhythm moving forward. Spend time in reflection on what those are and planning to say these last final 2 weeks, and indeed even the weeks and years of my life after this, keeping these things in the forefront. But these last 2 weeks, what do I need to shift or change? Because maybe I've been falling behind, or maybe I haven't been encouraged the way that I need to, or things that are hindering me. I haven't quite got around them yet and allowed the work of Christ to happen through this fast. Because my mind keeps going to the sacrifice of it all, and it causes me to suffer instead of keeping my eyes squarely on Christ in this and becoming his very apprentice and disciple. Spend this time in reflection on that first weeks. Go back and look at it, pull it up, write you out a new one. If it's the same, that's fine, but write it out again to where it becomes a part of who we are. I even challenge you to take it maybe a step further. In those things that you thought would hinder you, write down direct answers to what you're going to replace those things with, just like you have been in what we've been fasting and how you've been replacing it with specific things through prayer, study, conversation. So spend this time in reflection today.